seconds. I need to mute that. It should be like that. What the hell? Okay, maybe it is.
You live?
It's supposed to be.
Oh.
Yeah, I got one like so far.
Ah.
Are these fireballs?
One may be. One might be.
What's up, places? I'm gonna take my chance.
Okay.
Hey, Gary.
Hi, places. Hi, Gary.
I forgot what my notes. Damn, I forgot my notes. I hope everybody's doing good. It's been a crazy few days, couple weeks, I guess.
We're going to do this. So sorry.
So, go ahead and wait for a few people to get in and everything before we start going on. But y'all know, if y'all been watching the news or anything like that, some of the craziest stuff in the world's been going on. And a lot of things that we never expected to happen. Well, only in our imaginations, I guess, really. And they're there. It's a crazy world we're living in anymore. So y'all just come on in. Anybody sitting out there, y'all call your friends up and tell them come on in, hang out for a little bit. And we'll get going here in a little while.
I'm sharing this.
Say hi if you're in, everybody. Say hey. I'm gonna look over my notes here a little bit and get ready. Hey, Tony.
Hi, Tony.
Y'all rocking the boat gnarly than what I hear about standing up and telling them no about a lot of stuff. And I have a lot of respect for that. Oh, that's it. Yeah,
It's over there.
meteor or whatever come. Hi, Wellness.
Hi, Wellness.
I'm gonna say something real quick, and it's about a YouTuber, and I kind of like the person's information sometimes, but I'm gonna say this outright. There was, y'all know, this latest attempt or whatever it was called down in Mar-a-Lago with the guy in the weeds with the bang stick and everything, and how he had a GoPro on his helmet. Anyway, there's something else anyway. But the guy went to Ukraine, back and forth, kind of like similar to Lee Harvey Oswald a little bit. This guy went to Ukraine, tried to join up with Ukrainian forces and all this other kind of stuff. Y'all heard a little bit about this and everything. Then he came back here and he supposedly tried to take a pop shot at somebody important and everything. And it kind of reminds me of another person, a couple other people has gone to other countries and been radicalized, very anti-American and everything like that, or anti-establishment and everything like that. And they came back and they created some kind of havoc, taking a shot at political figures or other world leaders and everything. This happened not only in the United States but around the world. And these people go to another country and come back radicalized. We've seen something like this in 1963. We've seen something like this just recently. And the reason I'm pointing this out is, we all know how they play games and MK Ultra and everything like that. But recently, a YouTuber said his family roots are in Poland. So they took a trip to Poland. This person did, and started showing videos of them hanging out at important places and showing them practicing with semi-automatic and automatic weapons. And they're going to be there for 20 some odd days, and then they're going to be coming back to the United States. And you know, this is kind of similar to what we've seen in patterns before. These other people has gone to different countries and got radicalized, and then came back to the United States and created a problem. So I'm kind of tempted to go ahead and expose this person, but I want to go ahead and wait to see what goes on with him in the next little bit. They won't be back to the United States for another week and a half or 2 weeks. So I'm waiting to see what goes on with this person. But I believe we might see the beginnings of another radicalized American citizen that may not make an attempt on a political figure or world figure inside the United States. This person is a pro-Ukrainian and pro-Israel. So we already know a lot of things about that and everything, how the stance are on those things right now. How, at least, I hope y'all have your eyes open and see what's going on about the situation in the Middle East and also in the West, the European arena. A lot of things, guys. We've been told a lot of things, and a lot of things are being lied about. So I hope y'all paying attention and watch what's going on. One of the things that's been coming out, guys, is people need to really start doing situational awareness. And the reason I'm bringing this up is you need to be aware. If you go out shopping, if you even go out to drive around, just to go riding around or go visit or anything, you need to start paying attention to where you're at. We've heard a lot about this recent immigration problem that's been going on. And guys, I'm getting reports. Of course, it's some of it's coming from here, there, and everywhere. You know how people blow things out of proportion. But people are being snatched out of the car while they're at a stoplight and stolen by immigrants. And it's not only in one town. We are already hearing reports near where we live, here in Pittsburgh, just down the road 20 miles.
Charlotte.
About an immigration problem starting there. We already heard about the ones in Ohio and other places in New York and New Jersey, Massachusetts, Chicago, etc., guys. This is going on. A lot of reports coming out now, if you haven't been paying attention, from former Border Patrol people about how bad the situation really is, about actually what they were told to do. It's not even a catch and release. It's just walk them through to the bus, basically, put them on the airplane or whatever, and ship these people throughout the world, United States. And I've talked to y'all before that how this has been planned out. Their supplies, whether it's food and water, money, clothing, housing, etc., or weapons, ammunition, and other military supplies, including body armor, helmets, etc., has been placed throughout different locations in the United States for what's going down now. A lot of talk about people, certain groups of people taking over abandoned or other apartments, motels, districts even. I told you all before about these groups that's getting together, armed groups that's getting together and protecting their area. Now it's moving into others coming up from the southern border. Not only Middle Eastern or certain faiths, but it's also now cartels or gangs and stuff like that. It's really getting kind of crazy, guys. I don't know how much y'all know about it, how much y'all been paying attention, but it's startling what's going on. And it's coming around to almost everybody. Y'all can go on the internet and look up the cities in the United States that are sanctuary cities and see how close they are to your neighborhood, to where you live. And I think it would be a good idea for y'all to do it. And not only for you, but to tell everybody else you know that they need to start paying attention to where these sanctuary cities or these immigration hostels or hotels or encampments are, and how close they are to them. It's getting to be a problem, guys. It's getting to be a really bad problem. It's unsafe now on the streets in a lot of places now. Being mugged outright. Cops unable to do anything. It's not even really a catch and release program. They got the police departments. That's basically it. They're not really held accountable for anything because they don't know Western law. They don't know how to act in civilized societies, etc., etc. But anyway, guys, I can't stress this utmost. Do not give out your address to people you do not know. If you have it on any kind of social media, your address, your phone number, anything else like that personal, take it off immediately. Do not share your personal information online or even on the phone. Do not open the door for people you do not know. If you did not order it, don't open the door. A lot of people are getting these DoorDash, UPS, and etc. and whatever deliveries, and they're being gang rushed by 3 or 4 people, and of course a horrific situation comes from that. Hey, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Dos volt. 2 volt? Volt? I ain't gonna try to say it. But guys, this is getting bad. Be aware of your surroundings. If your vehicle has a camera, have it on all the time, even when you're not in your vehicle and you're out running around and everything. Lock your doors. Carry something. I ain't gonna say carry something that goes ding ding ding, but carry a stick. Carry your pipe wrench. Carry your tire iron. Anything like this that you can use as a defense. A piece of chain, even. You can get a piece of cable, steel cable, and put some tape around one end of it. Guys, you got a steel whip that'll beat the snot out of somebody. Guys, take precautions. Be aware of what's going on around you, even inside the stores, outside the stores, the parking lots, even near your home, guys. Watch what's going on. It's getting really bad. And the thing of it is, it's not only the people that's coming across the border, it's people that's here already that are getting desperate. Things are getting bad. Y'all know this. Y'all seen the prices and how tight it is getting in inner cities and outside your urban areas. So right now, guys, you need to be aware of what's going on. Pay attention. I mentioned this before. If you live in a neighborhood, get with your neighbors, even if you don't like them, and start paying attention to who's coming and going, who's in your neighborhood, who's driving around, and who's driving through. Who's doing surveys. You got these people. Do you need a new roof? Do you need siding? Do you need windows? They're just trying to get in your doors, guys. A lot of them are just trying to get in your doors to find out what you got, what kind of income you have, all this other stuff. And they're staging you up to be robbed, or worse. Situational awareness. Keep your doors locked. Starting next week, I'm going to go ahead and start putting mesh over our windows and the doors. Guys, I'm going to start putting bars up on the doors too, barricade across the doors. It's getting bad. So just y'all need to be aware. Pay attention where you're at, what's going on around you, and take any kind of precaution you think is necessary. Because, guys, it's going to get worse. So anyway, let's get up. Y'all saw the title and everything, the Bluebird satellites, Operation Bluebeam, and the Blue Moon. We watch SpaceX launches all the time, guys, and they're kind of interesting. They're doing 4, maybe 5 a week now. At least 4 a week, which is quite a bit, quite a lot. And some of them are military payloads, some of them this, that, and the other commercial. Even other companies, French companies, also starting to send up satellites. Also, just found out recently. We also heard about other companies, emerging countries, shooting satellites. Anyway, the other day, 2 weeks ago, SpaceX took a bunch of military satellites, secret payloads. I was seeking truth. And then just week before, last week I guess it was, or maybe 10 days ago, they launched another one, and this was a payload called Bluebird satellites. And they said that we're for the European GPS organization group and everything, because they're trying to get away from the NATO or a Russian, or excuse me, the U.S. or the Russian GPS system and everything. So they wanted their own. So they launched 4 or 5 of these Bluebird satellites. And just after that, they SpaceX launched another load of satellites, military or government payload satellites. Lo and behold, guys, lo and behold, it wasn't but 2 days after that we started hearing about these pagers exploding in Lebanon. And the day after that, other communication devices, and then more electronic devices. Within 2 days after the launch of these satellites, was these devices exploding in Lebanon. Not only that, 2 days after the launch of these satellites, did they make the coordinated satellite attack in Russia. Not only one, but now there's been 3 ammo dumps been penetrated or destroyed in Russia. And of course, we know about the ongoing escalation of things in the Middle East with between Israel and Lebanon. Anyway, so I'm contending that this launch of U.S. military satellite payload, this European, British satellite payload, is possibly connected to these upgraded type attacks that has been occurring in Ukraine, Russia and Lebanon, and also the coordinated or directed attacks that's going on in Iran and Syria also, which the coordinated attacks, multiple attacks at one time, guys, is what I'm talking about. They hit these multiple targets all at one time. These electronic devices exploding like they did, guys. And there's no way, they're overloading the circuit, y'all, blah, 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 and all this stuff, electronic circuits and everything. And you know, they kind of turned their hand early and told us that they're going to do this. So now the world should know that these devices right here are a fucking landmine. And at any moment across the world, they can turn this son of a bitch right here and blow your head up. They showed their hand, guys. They have showed their hands, and you need to let people know this, that these electronic devices can be overloaded with this new satellite system. Hey, Lynn.
Hi,
Rage.
Lynn.
The Satan II missile exploded on launch pad. Again, guys, this is crazy. We sat down and watched. There's a guy that's in Europe. I don't remember what it was. Just happened on the video, and he showed a live Google Earth or whatever satellite view of the area in Russia. The first attack on the ammunition depot. Guys, there were 40. Well, I won't say 40. There was at least 30 warheads, 30 different bombs or whatever, missiles that was used in this. They're not just one explosion took out everything, guys. You could see multiple craters in this area where each one boom, 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 all over this place. And the only way they can achieve this, and of course we know that Ukraine does not have the satellites to do this, the only way they can do this is with the cooperation of a country or somebody in control of satellites that's over Europe. So who do we know that recently got satellites over Europe? So anyway, I'm not trying to get too upset about it, guys, but the thing is, a lot of this, you know, we know we're being lied to about a lot of this stuff, and they're not telling the truth. But it's getting bad, guys. They're trying to get Russia to use nukes. And speaking of nukes, the explosions in Russia and one of the explosions in Lebanon yesterday, and the explosion in Russia at the first ammunition dump, showed a parabolic airwave, much like you would get with a several megaton nuclear device. The one in Israel, for sure, the one in Lebanon was a tactical nuclear device. I don't have the video available. I can't share it, of course, that's not mine. But guys, it is obvious. And they're not sending in any people to test or anything like that. Hey, Scat.
She quacked, so I did too. That was first, Scat.
So guys, we have now, best of my knowledge, best of evidence that I've seen and everything, the introduction of nukes into the current war theater. How truthful this is, of course, we won't know until they get somebody in there to investigate, nuclear agencies or something like that. It looked like a mushroom. Well, here's the thing about mushroom clouds, guys. Before we jump on that, it's a mushroom cloud. Large explosions of any kind will create a mushroom-style cloud. But with the visible parabolic airway that came off of it, guys, that is very typical, atypical, if you will, of a nuclear weapon. Y'all seen the movies and the test videos from the Army, this one and that one. You always see a shock wave that comes out first. Very visible, guys. Very freaking visible. Yeah. So that's going on, guys. They have, to the best of my knowledge, and I'm going to say they have introduced nukes into the equation now, especially Israel. Of course, we know, guys, we're not being told the truth. So evidently there's a Hezbollah behind every bush in Lebanon. So, yeah. Wow. So anyway, the other thing about this, guys, about these blue beam satellites and a few others, is I talked about this last time, is this emergency communication network. There's more and more coming out about this. This network, which includes all these AT&T and others and everybody that's in on this, is FEMA-only communication networks. And these groups, these local organizations, are hooking up with FEMA and getting on this emergency-only network, which will be handled by satellites only, meaning your cell phones will be worthless. This is going down, guys. I don't know exactly why they're getting this ready, but the communication soon will be gone. At least our cell phone communications, internet, and etc. etc. So, if you know about ham radios, CB radios, and things like that, it might be an idea to look into that. All right, guys, I'm telling you right now, it's getting almost to go time. But they did a test on these AT&T, T-Mobile, and on these emergency networks. They did a test on them on the 15th. And guys, they're launching satellites like crazy. I had a thought here for a second. Anyway, we'll move on.
Okay. That thought will come back.
Yeah, again, I want to stress on this, guys. Start watching your neighborhoods. Start talking to your neighbors. I know we've been locked away, been stuck inside of our house and everything like that. But I do believe we need to start talking to our neighbors. Let them know what you know. Don't be afraid to talk. So what? If they think you're crazy, either they'll join you with you or they stay with you. If they don't believe you, well, it's better off if they stay away from you. So talk to your neighbors, talk to your people, talk to your family, guys. There's enough out there now to tell us that everybody, even though we don't know everything, there's enough out there for people to start being aware and being paid attention to what's going on. Stock up even so. I mean, we're hearing about the food shortages and everything like that. So talk to your people, guys. Your neighborhood watches still work, but there's so much forward to start paying attention who is who. Not so much who's robbing who. But anyway.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. All right.
Hiya, B.
Be positive. Hey.
Mm-hmm.
I hear. Anyway, I've been hearing more and more about it, guys. Armed vigilante groups. I told y'all about it before, about these certain ethnic organizations, religious groups, etc., etc., getting armed and everything. But guys, it's getting more and more popular, or it's coming out and open, that homegrown vigilantes, paramilitary, what else do I call them? Groups.
Militia.
Yeah, militias. They're getting more and more out there and more advanced. They're even doing border enforcement. If y'all haven't heard any reports about what's going on in the northern border and the southern border, then you need to pay attention. We have a big, strong influence of people coming in from the north. But anyway, we're getting reports. I'm getting reports of armed military or armed paramilitary, militias, vigilante groups, even small 3 or 4 man groups patrolling, watching things. And while this is good and everything in some ways, guys, this is also kind of troubling, because vigilante groups, militia groups grow or they get wiped out. And if they grow to be powerful enough to control an area, well, then you'll be under their control, their military laws or whatever they want. And this is not really that good of an idea for militias and everything. I don't trust them and everything, because they're just one power-hungry person. Lone wolf, okay. So these armed military groups, guys, they're going to start up regional controls. They're going to start blockading roads. We saw a thing, what was it, yesterday? About the concrete?
Oh.
Yeah, the concrete triangles, guys.
Yes.
They're setting these up all across the United States, guys. They're building these tank traps, or what are you going to call them, barricades, and they're starting to put them up in different locations in the United States.
What are they called? Devil's teeth. What are they called? Oh, gosh, what were they called?
I can't remember.
Yes.
But they're starting to put these up, guys. They're going to start blocking off roads. They're going to start isolating people. This is going on, guys, right now in our United States. It's getting rough. These regional military groups, vigilantes, militias, and stuff like that, guys, they're going to be going head to head with these immigrant groups, with these military age people coming across the border that are already armed or has stashes of weapons. These are going to be battles going on in the streets, and it might not matter who's caught up in the middle of it. Be aware. Talk to your neighbors. See what's going on. It might make the difference in you.
Dragon's teeth. Right. Dragon's teeth. They're called.
Dragon's teeth. Thank you. Yes.
That's what I said.
Yeah. Dragon's teeth.
Then, yeah.
What's up, Pedo Joe?
Ryan.
Ryan? It says
Yeah.
Ryan.
Ryan.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
I'm not sure what this meant right here. I can't remember because I was high when I wrote it.
Do you need a light?
Well, no, it's about the municipalities surrounding larger cities are forming a blockade around. They're starting to cut off troubling areas. That's what it is, guys. In some of these larger cities and everything, they're starting to cut off access and help aid and everything to troubling areas. Larger cities getting problems about even getting police or law enforcement, rescue services or first aid services, or even humanitarian aid in some of these areas. They're getting attacked or robbed, etc., etc. So there is that, guys. It's crazy what's going on. We're not really seeing a lot of it, or at least it's really had. But I'm worried about these vigilantes, these militias and stuff like that, guys, and what's going to happen with this clash that's going to go on, because basically you got two lawless groups that's going to go head to head, and it's going to start problems right there. There's laws, if y'all haven't noticed, laws going across the nation and everything, being formed for no self-home protection. You cannot protect your home unless your life is threatened. And even then, it's kind of doubtful that you will have without getting into a lot of problems. A lot of people don't understand what this open border really means. To a lot of these people, it means open doors. The areas they come from, their morals and their values are not the same, and they are told basically that anything they want they can have. So they will take what they want. Desperation and not knowing different rules, morals, and stuff like that is going to bring a big culture clash in what's going on. But there's laws being formed for no self-defense, no home defense. You will let them come in and take what they want without defense, defending what you have. We've seen this, both of us, Anna and I, have seen this in different places, not only here in our area, but in other places around the nation and everything. And guys, it's getting bad. What does it say? You will own nothing and eat bugs and be happy about it. Happy meals. But they're even wanting people. They're advertising now in some of the eastern states, towns in the eastern states and everything, for people to start open up their doors to the immigrants, to take them in. And if you have an extra bedroom, they're almost pushing it almost into a mandatory thing, almost. I mean, really pushing it. We've been seeing surveys coming here as how many bedrooms do you have? Do you have extra water? How much food? This is kind of crazy stuff that they're asking people, guys. And it's coming from the craziest place, like the news channel sending out a survey asking for people to show them their alternative water supplies, and just crazy stuff like that, guys. Watch out. Watch what your government's doing, your local government. We might see something coming in that you may be forced, if you have extra room, or pushed into taking in somebody else, a border, against your will, even. Keep things to yourself. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Don't let people know what you got.
Yeah, don't tell people what you have, man.
And if you can, hide it. Well, they are doing it, Mike. They are doing it. Now, I've already heard some of the sanctuary cities are talking about homeowners taking in people that are homeless or immigrants and things like this. It's just crazy, guys, that they would even ask people. New York was giving people $4,000, each person $4,000 to leave Manhattan. It's so bad. They was giving each person $4,000 to get on a bus and go somewhere else besides there. And this is the reason I'm bringing this up, guys. New York City, Manhattan, everything is one of the largest conglomerates of people coming together from across the border, as well as other places. There's a lot of people shipping sending their immigrants to New York. And now New York is sending them out somewhere else, giving them $4,000 and telling them, get the hell out of Dodge. Don't matter where. So this is why we need to pay attention to where and what. We have a small municipal airport near us, but we also have a bus line, three plain white buses that's near the airport and a company and everything. And this airport's big enough to bring in these 737s, and this is what they're using. There's a company called Eastern Express. It's part of the government program. It's called Eastern Express. Write this name down if you ever hear about it and everything. They're the ones ferrying these immigrants across the nation on planes. So they're using 737s and things like this. And guys, they're using the smaller municipal airports, not the big ones that everybody's watching, but the ones out there in the backwoods and everything like that, outside of town. Well, we got a new election coming. Remember that. So, anyway, we need to start paying attention to this, guys. And the immigration problem is getting crazy, and they don't follow the same rules of what we've been told. To go along with these satellites, I'm jumping around here because I run across a note. The satellites that came in, they started using everything. If y'all remember back when Trump became president, 2016, 17, whenever it was, he talked about something he can't wait till they bring it in. And it was called 6G. I've mentioned this before, a couple times before. Well, guys, they have turned on 6G. The same time they did the Bluebird satellites and the other military payloads. And then shortly after that, they started bombing the shit out of places they couldn't do things before. So, you know, things are tied together. I talked about both the Trump governments had GoPros on them to video it, and I don't know if it's there or not, but I do believe that they had communications with a handler. They was being directed to carry out these operations, and they was to take video, upload it to their handler. That's why the GoPros were there, and so forth and so on. We already know about the Ukrainian connection to the latest one in Mar-a-Lago. I wonder if there's any connection between the guy in Butler, Pennsylvania, that took a pop shot. And of course, we heard about leaks coming out of the Trump camp being leaked to the Harris camp by Iranian actors. I don't know how true it is, but they say they have absolute rock solid proof on this. Our election, when it happens, if it happens, guys, is going to be completely in shambles. It's already a joke now, and with the uptick going on and everything like that, and the violence around this, who knows what's going to happen. Yeah, start looking up your region number, your FEMA region numbers, and things like that, guys, and see what's going on. We've been watching a lot of movies and predictive movies and everything, or they all turn out to be predictive movies. And it's crazy, but almost every one of them says the same thing. We're all going to be in districts or controlled areas. I have come to the conclusion that the moon is magnetic. That's why it stays in the same stationary orbit of Earth. If the Earth was not magnetic or metallic, opposites attract and likes repel. If it was not magnetic or metallic, it would be slung out in an orbit or drawn into Earth, no matter what they say about it. It just makes sense as anything else would. So the Earth has to be magnetic, and therefore anything that comes in and disrupts that magnetic force would be quite bad. Like when we have a full moon, we have an uptick in volcanoes and earthquakes and everything, and then the new moon, everything goes back. So this kind of proves or tells us that the moon has a magnetic pull on Earth, and the only way that could be possible is if it's metallic or if it's magnetic. I forgot what I was doing on it. The other thing that's coming up, guys, we got this, I think it's called PT5. It's going to be the new moon that's coming in at the end of September, going all the way through to the end of the year and into the first part of the year. And it's going to be called a new moon. We're going to have a new moon, or another star, if you will. y'all seen all the movies and the TV shows and the science fiction and science facts, in fact, that tells about planets and systems with 2 moons. And we even seen Earth with the 2 moons in some of the movies and everything. Well, we are about to get one now. But it could crash into Earth, guys. I don't know what they're telling you or anything like that. But there could be some deviations or magnetic pulls from this, that, and the other that could send it into a crash course with Earth. Of course, it's not going to be that catastrophic. It's going to be kind of bad, but it won't be that bad. But the reason I want to point this out is that it's going to appear towards the end of September, the 23rd, which is today or tomorrow, on through, they said to be visible in the southern hemisphere from the 27th on, and then in the northern hemisphere from the 12th of October on. So I want to bring y'all's attention to something that happened quite a few years ago that hasn't happened since. And it happened around September 23rd to September 27th, as best estimates, that a star appeared in the eastern sky around the birth of a certain person. And it stayed there and guided these smart people, these wise men, these seers, leaders, kings, to a manger, and there was Christ, Jesus. Guys, this is the first time this has ever happened in 2024 years. But we need to back up a little bit, because according to all records, Jesus was born around 6 to 6.5, between 6 and 7 years before they started counting year 1, which would make this year 2030 by all records, by the way they count. They didn't start counting 1 until after Jesus was around 6 or 7. Therefore, this is 2030, and we have Agenda 2030 in our face. For 56 days? 56 days, yes. So,
Until the end of the year. Hi, Steve.
Steve-O! What's up? So, a lot of stuff going on, guys. The other day, yesterday, I just had to stop watching stuff, guys. It's just so much, it was getting me kind of down and out a little bit. But there's so much negative stuff out there, and it's hard to keep up with it, and hard to keep ahead of it, and keep your head on straight. So that's what you got to do. But y'all see it every day. Hopefully y'all get on here a little bit, at least to watch some information, try to get some updates about what's going on in the world, and not listen to the news types all the time. Even though I do, but it gives me an idea of what actually is going on. What's up, Mr. Mission Control? Blue balls. So there's stuff out there going on, guys. One of the channels we started watching, it's called War Watch Intel. They do a live feed all day, every day, 24/7, and it's updates, constant updates, and everything about what's going on here, there, and everything. They do have a lot of good stuff and everything. You can keep track of what's going on there. I kind of highly admit, there's no music, there's no talking. Every once in a while they give an emergency missions report or emergency radio reports. Other than that, there's no talking too much on there.
Do we? I can find the name.
Well, we're watching too.
War Watch Intel.
Yeah.
Let me find it.
So I'll do like them. So we watch that. We watch earthquake updates and a couple other things like that. It's always constantly bringing in update. Hey, what's up, Max? It's every day I look in on the information, guys, and it's what I see, I know is lies. like I say, and it irritates the hell out of me. And we see a lot of destruction and negative stuff going on in the world, and our heads filled full of BS and everything. So I hope y'all be able to take a break from it if it's getting overwhelming, and get out and smell the roses a little bit, or sit outside. Anna has started getting me outside more and often and everything, because I stay glued to the updates all the time, and she makes it a point to get me outside. She loves me, and I love her. So she takes care of me like that. Clown world is right. You're right. I've been seeing the clown world stuff. The bizarro stuff, guys. The people's lunacy. It's even beyond me. Are we manifesting it? I'm not really sure if we have any control over it right now. I don't think anybody has any control. It was in that movie Civil War. Somebody asked, who's in control? Who's doing all this? And the guy said, don't you know? There's nobody. Nobody's in control. And guys, that's pretty much what it is. There's something that's like a fever that's taken a hold of the world. World leaders or people in power or whatever. And they're hell-bent on the destruction and annihilation of everything going on. Whatever finger you want to point, whatever direction or whoever you want, but it don't matter really, because that is what's going on. And it's like all of a sudden everybody's hell-bent on trying to get to this point as quick as possible. So, and beer, man, that's a country song, Pito. That's a country song. So, guys, just try to be aware of what's going on, but be in the frame of mind that you know that, it's all bullshit, Told you so. That's the thing right there, exactly, seeking truth, is don't get caught up in the fear, and don't go overwhelmed by the bullshit where it turns you into an angry or upset or twisted person about what's going on. Remember, guys, the only thing we control is ourselves. Okay? That's the only thing we have control of in this world, really, is yourself. And the better control you have of yourself, the better off you can be. And again, knowledge, knowing what's going to happen, what's out there, what's for sure, what's going, knowing what's going to happen next or what could happen next, conquers so much of that fear or being upset or twisted up, wondering and worrying. Exactly. Anna watches me every morning and everything. We'll sit here and start watching news and everything. And it's not only just one viewpoint, guys. I can't point my fingers at the right wing or left wing or the middle wing or whatever else. They're all twisted, guys. They're all twisting their information to fit their need or position and everything, and it's crazy. I'll go from watching Sky News, CBS, or not so much CBS, but anyway, all the regular news. I watch News Nation. I even watch Al Jazeera and anything else, guys. And they're all caught up in the same BS propaganda about promoting the evil and scaring the shit out of people everywhere, making people fearful everywhere. And it's crazy. You're hard put to find any kind of decent stuff that's about good stuff that's going on anymore. And so, like you say, you got to stay. Anna sits there and watches me get pissed off every morning when I start watching the news. And I said, I just got to turn it off. No.
Yeah.
I do, because guys, I just can't deal with it.
We put a movie on.
Yeah, we turned it on. Speaking of which, guys, I'm going to promote something. I don't normally promote something. But we have Amazon Fire Sticks. And I can't say enough about how good this thing is. We have it side-loaded. And we have a lot of free movies on there, guys. We can watch free movies, free sports, free TV shows. and you pick your schedule and stuff like that. So it's really kind of cool, and it's very low priced. But another product they have out, it's actually the same thing. It's an Android device that you can sideload these apps or programs and everything like that and let you watch movies. The thing I found out about it, guys, it's really kind of put together is if you can mirror cast your phone to your TV or whatever, you can download this program on your phone and then sideload these apps where you can watch free movies and mirror them to your TV. So you don't need a special device like a Fire Stick or a Google TV or Chrome or any of the others. You can actually do it from your phone or your PC or your laptop or tablet and do the same things. And it's really cool, guys. And like I say, even with the Fire Sticks, they was $40 a piece or $30 a piece, depending on how much I paid for them at what time. And I sideload these things with these apps, and everything's free. So I recommend this, guys, because it gets away from watching the commercials, which is one of the things that ticks me off more than anything on TV. What ticks me off a lot is about the stupid commercials. But to get to watch what you want, when you watch, and how you want to watch it, you can even pause it and come back to it and stuff like that. It's really cool. So if y'all want to look into it, the app name or the program name is called Kodi, and it's spelled Kodi. Well, shit, I didn't type. Ah. There you go. Steve-O knows about Kodi.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Mr. Mission Control, they kicked me off my other channel. When they kicked me off YouTube, it was about a week before I could actually get access back to my regular Gmail stuff. So, yeah. You can reset it and put, if you got a Google account or a Amazon account, Pedo Joe, you can reset it and put it in your name and sideload it with the Kodi app and everything like that. There's videos on YouTube, guys, that tells you step by step on how to do this, and anybody can do it, guys. If you're 12 years old and older, you can probably follow along with it real easy. And there's a lot of good stuff out there you can get and everything. I can't recommend which sideload program to get because YouTube kind of gets freaky about it. But if you put in jailbreak Fire Stick or jailbreak or sideload Fire Stick or Google TV or Apple TV or any of those other Chromes or any of those others, guys, you'll find out how to get free shit. Okay, that's pretty much it. They wrapped you up, man. I know what that's like, man. I got kind of rolled up in a bunch of bullshit too. But but anyway, guys, you can even download this program, these two programs or apps, whatever, on your phone, and watch them on your phone if you want to. But of course, you're gonna have to be really close. But it also works on a tablet. If you got a TV, you can mirrorcast it to your TV, and it's really cool, guys. But look it up if y'all want to and everything. And if you like movies, like I love movies, hate commercials, hate political commercials. So I love it that I can go in there and watch shit without having to worry about somebody telling me to buy, vote, or whatever else. And it's really cool. I recommend it highly. If you got internet access, then you can use this device or this program. In New York mountains, man, that's cold, dude. Yeah, thank you, Anna. coming from experience about dealing with family and stuff, you know, for your own peace of mind, sometimes it's better just to kind of go away, get away from them. That's from my own experience. You know, for your own peace of mind, for their own peace of mind, sometimes you just need to just fold your cards and walk away, man. That's the truth of it. Cody's free. It's a download. It's it's supported by donations, and guys, I really like it. I like to get into movies, and it's not only that. I get movies that are not available in the United States yet. So I get these movies that's making their first run in European and Asian countries, or even other countries, guys, before y'all even get an idea that they're in the theaters. Yeah, it's free. And if you like sports, they can got pay-per-views or any football game, baseball, basketball, or any of those other sports that you want to watch. You can watch them free too. So, uh, and the live events from around the world, you even got live cams, apps for live cams, guys. So, I mean, it's really cool stuff that you can get on these things. I highly recommend Kodi, and if you got a Fire Stick, it's really cool for that. But if you want to put it on a cell phone, a computer, tablet, whatever, boom, there you go. Everything. See, Steve all knows. I've been using a Kodi stick since, or Fire Stick since 2016, and I love it, man. It's a great little device. Yeah, I had a bit of a rough time on my own there, Mr. Mission Control, when I was gone away. I
Few months.
come damn near dead. Yeah, well, it don't have. There's still debate on out about those pagers, and all them other things, and a lot of people are thinking along the same lines that they used almost basically an energy weapon or energy surge or a power surge or EMP type thing that caused these things to explode. But here's the thing: they somehow or another, y'all know that all these communication devices, every single one of them, no matter if they're a pager, a telephone, a radio, or anything else, they have a specific ID number for that particular device. Y'all know this, okay? IMEI numbers on phones, and there's other numbers for this, that, and the other. Each one of these electronic devices has a particular signal that it's assigned to, and the only way for them to specifically target each and every one of these devices is for them to have those numbers. Otherwise, if a broadband broadcast of this energy was put out, every device would have exploded or overheated at least. So they had to specifically know each and every one of these devices that was attacked, that was blown up, overheated, or what. They specifically had to know what their code or their number was, their device number was. It wasn't that they could just broadcast it randomly, because it would have affected every device. That's good for you, Mr. Control. I'm really happy for you. So, but anyway, guys, back to what I was talking about. It's all boiling down to now, guys. We're in the situation where now you're going to have to start paying attention to what's going on, not only when you're outside, but around your house. What's going on in your neighborhood. I don't care if you got a long driveway. Get you some binoculars, a telescope, or some kind of scope. Start watching what's going on outside on your road. You need to be aware of who's around you now, more than any other time that we've experienced in our life. And you need to pay attention. Again, I'm going to go back to telling you guys, the people that's coming in, not only are they getting weapons and other stuff like this, and ammo, food, and other stuff, they're given uniforms, badges, identifications, etc., like this, guys. They could be posing as police, your meter reader, gas company, telephone company, communication company. They be coming in as law enforcement, as well as local government representatives and military with these IDs. What's up, Dean?
Hi, Dean.
And they have these devices, guys. They have the uniforms. They have the ID. They have the flip out the little wallet with the little picture on it saying I belong to Comcast, Xfinity, U.S. Postal Service, or Social Security, or I'm here from Food Stamps Office to do an inspection on your house. Flip out that ID with their clipboard, and in they come, and next thing you know, you're hog-tied and screwed, blued, and tattooed. All right? We watched a video, or paid attention to a video the other day. A woman, she opened the door for somebody that was said they was from DoorDash.
The daughter did.
And they was robbed.
The wife was, the mother was tied up,
Mm-hmm.
the son was tied up, and the daughter.
So, guys, yeah. You can talk through doors. You don't have to open your door to talk to somebody. And as I was mentioning earlier, guys, I'm going to start putting metal mesh over our windows on the doors. I'm going to start putting bars across the doors to keep them from coming open and anything else. And I'm telling you right now, guys, I think that's one of the best precautions we can take right now. Take stock of what you got and start planning on having a few more things on hand. Hide your stuff too. I got a bad feeling, guys, that this is going to get bad, especially with these so-called Venezuelan gang. Get a dog. Dog's good. But you got to feed it. Okay? And like I say, food's getting scarce, guys.
And you might have to eat it.
I remember the land shark thing. Not too much. At 10 o'clock at night? Damn, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want to clear this up about the cat eating going on in Ohio. And here is the truth. Everybody has seen the videos, the TikTok, the YouTube, the newsreels, and everything else out there on the mainstream and on everywhere else about a woman in Ohio eating a cat, right? We all seen it. The woman lived there. Okay? The neighbors know her by her first name. She is a very troubled person that had recently went through some court issues and lost her children because of her mental health problems. She's insane, guys. And if you listen to the video, they know her. Listen to the audio track of the video. They kind of know her. They've had instances before with her, maybe not this severe, But in fact, at one time they said, "Why are you eating the cat?" And a woman with her head down, she acts like she don't understand English, but she does. And she says, "I don't know." She's insane, guys. And that's the story on the woman eating the cat in Ohio. Is a local person that is mentally unstable. But as far as people eating other animals, ducks, geese, blue jays, robins, etc., etc., probably pets also, is true. You got to remember, guys, these people come from. I'm not giving it saying it's okay. Hey, Paula. I'm not saying it's okay, guys. I don't agree with it, but they come from a place where that's okay. Well, critters, no matter what critter that is a food source. They don't really have that many. I mean, dogs hide from in these places, guys. They don't have a cat problem anywhere in these countries. You ever notice that? They're not overrun with cats. And there's not that many dogs around either. If you ever noticed this in any of the videos you've ever seen or pictures of or movies and everything, these countries, you don't see many stray animals. So, kind of take note of that, guys. When you want to go ahead and point your fingers, oh, they're eating this, that, or the other. Well, yeah, it's true. But in their country, guys, where they're from, that's just normal. Remember me talking to you all about what is normal for one person might be the most god-awful thing for another? We're starting to see an example of this right now. They came from places where if it has 4 legs, feathers, or scales, eat it. We've heard tales about it in other countries, guys. Now we're seeing it right here on our doorstep. And as bad as we think it is, again, I don't agree with it. Don't get me wrong. But to them, it's day-to-day life. It's what they have to do to survive where they're from. And they come to this place, and we got protected ducks. They've never heard of this. What the hell are y'all talking about? We got protected birds. They didn't have protected anything. It's smorgasbord, buffet, a snatch and grab, you know. I understand. I'm not, like I say, Dean, I'm not condoning, I'm not saying it's okay. Every bit of this is a bad fucking idea to begin with. But what are we going to do now? We can't go around killing them because they killed our dog. I mean, we can, but you know what's going to happen. So we got to figure out something, because they're here and they're not going anywhere.
Pings, phone pings, phone pings, phone.
Yeah, the phone pings. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. PINGS.
Yes. Y'all remember about the phone pings?
Yeah.
They was doing the emergency test systems in 2018, 19, 20.
Yes, they could do this.
Again, they're setting us up for those Bluebird satellites and exploding communication devices. Y'all seen the movies The Sale, the Kingsman movies where the phones came out and people started, going crazy, and exploding devices in movies and stuff, cell phones, communication devices. Well, we have proof that they are doing it, that they can do it now. Yeah, exactly, yeah. We're getting rain.
Yeah,
I wish we'd get rain.
Yeah.
We get teased.
Yeah, it comes and then it disappears.
It's like somebody just drives by and and that's all you get.
That's it.
Dogs would be good, guys. Animals for protection or alert or whatever is good. Uh, I've always liked roosters for protection for guard animals. You can't sneak up on a rooster. And you can't sneak up on a guinea.
Hmm.
Haven't heard too much from PETA in the last few years, have we? They kind of went underground. It's kind of back. Have y'all seen the recent report that's come out, guys? And this is a slap in the face for all the animal rights activists, and more or less. Yes, they have now found actual scientific evidence that plants, vegetables, have feelings. They recognize people, they recognize color, they recognize emotions, etc., etc., guys. They have irrefutable scientific evidence that plants have feelings and a central nervous system along with this. Plants are sentient, same as animals. So I guess all the vegans are out of luck now. The only thing they have left is each other. Yeah, that's the truth, man. I found across that people was looking into this and everything, but now the color that the plants they studied, I don't know which one it was. I didn't read too much into it, but so the plants they studied, the color they reacted to mostly was red. They actually moved away from the color red, believe it or not. This is crazy, guys. What was that big crack in Arkansas? Or was it Missouri, wasn't it?
Missouri.
There's a new crack that opened up near, like 20 miles from the New Madrid fault line in Missouri.
Yeah.
That I think is around 18 inches wide. I'm not sure how deep it is, but it's real close off. They say it's connected to the New Madrid, but a new crack in the planet Earth has opened up for several. I'm gonna say about a half mile off the New Madrid, and so wow, huh? and they already revised the Navy map about the flooding that's going to come. And again, 100 miles from the Mississippi River is advisable, or anything that could be connected to it. At least 100 miles away from it. Spaghetti sauce. Yep. Y'all should try some Anna's spaghetti sauce. It's really good. It's made with yellow and white tomatoes. Damn, it's good. And the peppers and the cilantro that she grew.
Everything was.
And the salsa. Yep. And garlic.
Oh yeah.
And garlic.
Garlic, peppers, hot peppers.
Yes.
Tomatoes. Oh my.
Men and diamond mines. What are you talking about now? Okay, you're up there in that, near the Missouri line. Well, this was in eastern Missouri, so you're safe there. Okay, now I got you. You're up there near the diamond field. Go grab me a couple. Guys, if y'all haven't noticed this or not, around the world, we're seeing splits in the land all over the place. We've seen it in Africa, United States, Middle East, even Europe. Russia, Siberia, has large cracks, fissures opening up in the planet. Okay? We have fire coming up from the ground. We have fissures in the ground with lava, steam, hot ass, air, and everything like that, causing fires all over the place. Here's the thing, guys. I've said this before, and I do believe it full-heartedly, that Earth is going through a growing pain. We're getting ready to expand. All these cracks that we've seen in the past, Mariana Trench, etc., Grand Canyon even, is signs of Earth growing pains, a cracking. You know how like a rock will crack when it heats up so much? That's pretty much what we're seeing. We're seeing Earth expand. And I kind of believe that's what's going on. Earth is getting ready to get a little bit bigger, or is in a process of getting just a wee bit bigger. I could be wrong. We do smoke really good weed, so it might not be the truth, but it does kind of seem like this, guys. Y'all know the Earth used to have a denser atmosphere. We used to have more oxygen on the planet, and we also had more gravity. It was a denser planet. More gravity, you understand, more dense a planet or star or whatever it is, with the iron core, whatever core it is, the more intense that magnetism is, that gravity field is. So, because of that, trees and plants, animals, humans, or any kind of entity living upon the planet had to be quite a bit bigger to combat, to resist the pull of gravity, which would actually make you smaller and crush you down to smaller if you wasn't big enough or strong enough to resist it. So therefore, without any physical evidence at hand, we can justify the idea that at one time there's big things upon the planet to combat the intense gravity and magnetism that was here. But as Earth grew, expanded, life changed, made it inhospitable for these gigantic creatures and plants and animals, peoples. So to adjust to this ever expanding planet, people had to get smaller and smaller and smaller, or else their muscle and their bones could not support them without the supporting gravity or magnetism or whatever you want to call it. Therefore, they would have crushed upon themselves, collapsed it, like we see with buildings. So, as the planet expanded and gravity, magnetism reduced, the structure of the humanoids upon the planet changed also, evolved, if you will. We saw for a whole damn day, saw the Devil's Tower as we were driving across the west that one time. Damn, it was all day.
One road straight down.
So I kind of thought about this, guys. I do a lot of stupid thinking, and that's one of them right there. That's actually really kind of proof, in a weird way, that there was giants on the planet. And if there were giants on the planet at that time, then the women that the fallen angels mated with also were big. They weren't human sized. They weren't 6 foot tall. They wasn't 5 foot tall. If you think about it, guys, there's no logical way, no reasonable way that this copulation combination could be compatible. So the human women on Earth had to be gigantic also, if the fallen angels were gigantic, or else there's no way that combination could have worked. And with the evidence I just gave you that at one time the gravity was quite a bit stronger on Earth and everything on it was gigantic, it makes sense that the women of Earth, the women of man, were gigantic also, of large stature. Y'all follow my line of thought? La 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 la. Anyway,
Yes.
I know you do.
I do.
I preach it to you every day.
Yes.
But guys, we need sometimes, like I say, we need to step out of the storyline, out of the picture, and just kind of look at things with a little bit of common sense.
It's windy. Speaking of,
And y'all know, by using just a little bit of common sense, that there's no way that these giants from heaven made it with human 5.5 foot tall women and created the fucking Nephilim. Okay? Is a hybrid of two gigantic sized entities, peoples. Plain and simple. Adam and Eve was a fucking giant after they come out of the Garden of Eden. Before that, they was ethereal, they was spiritual.
yes.
Because Anna told me. So after Adam and Eve, even though they was made in the image of God, and y'all know God's is a damn big ass son of a bitch. So of course Adam and Eve in their image had to be big too. And when they was kicked out of the Eden, of course they was still big, but they was in physical form instead of ethereal or spiritual. So they had to be big, the giant peoples. Period.
Yes.
And the only way that any of this makes sense, y'all know that throughout the Bible, they told about people really being really, really big.
Yes.
And they lived really, really long time. We know in all the fairy story and Grimm's and Mother Goose and Aesop's and everybody else's fairy tales that giants lived a really, really, really long time. So just add, people. Step out of the box. Look at out the whole picture. The card will pull. Look at the whole picture.
That's right.
Look at the whole picture, and kind of put your eye on it, guys. Yes, there were giants. There were giants back when at the Garden of Eden.
Yes.
Nothing else makes sense. It wasn't magic that made it happen.
Because everything was big back
Everything was
then.
big.
Everything. The trees, the tree of life.
Everything was big.
Was big.
Think about it, guys.
Right. When everything came into the human world, the physical world, the big picture came in.
80 feet tall. Thank you, Max.
That's right.
There we go.
That's right.
So therefore, when the fallen angels came to earth and got with human women, they were kind of big.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about Minnesota big. I'm just talking about tall. I'm sorry, people.
Big,
The
beautiful
big old
women.
girl.
Big old. Big, beautiful women. You know, the beautiful women. I'm sorry, ladies.
I'm talking about they could throw a hay bale about as much as a man could. Just put it that way. They're stout. So anyway, like I say, guys, there was giants back there at Adam and Eve time, the Garden of Eden, and over history, throughout eons and eras and everything like that, we have shrank in our size because of reduced gravity, because of reduced oxygen. We have adapted and evolved because of our atmosphere and environment has changed over the last 10,000 years or so, whenever it started.
Because oxygen affects our blood.
And it affects our growth.
And it makes us grow better.
Mm-hmm. Paul Bunyan and Big Blue. Another thing, I don't know if y'all noticed this or not, okay, is if you look at the world map, and this is not with its disc or flat, oval, round, whatever, but look at the world map, guys, and look at who has resources, okay? Who has all kinds of cool resources, not only fertile land, but other resources in the ground. If you look around the world, both sides of the United States or America, you'll see these other countries have depleted a lot of their resources. And that just in particular leaves two places, a whole continent, actually two whole continents if you want to look at it. Not only the Americas, but also Africa. And they're over there stripping Africa right now of their minerals and their resources like crazy. So when we run out of what Africa has, where do you think they're going to turn next? Why do you think United States was purposely left for last? We've seen historically throughout the world, Europe, Asia, and everything, they have massively culled the land of trees and everything else over and over again, except here in the United States. We've seen evidence in Africa also, the continent of Africa, that they have culled the land, made the land barren in a lot of places completely, except here. It wasn't until the 1700s, 1800s that they started cutting down these 200, 300 foot trees. These trees that was 20 foot around at the bottom, at the base where they cut them. They was doing this here all over the United States, not only Northwest, but also Virginia, North Carolina, Kentucky, all over the United States. Also in Louisiana, they was cutting down these trees with 10, 20 foot bases, these cypress trees, ancient cypress trees. They saved the United States for the last, for some reason, guys. And there's a lot of speculation on why the United States was saved, not ravaged, not laid barren like all these other countries. And it's not because we protected ourselves, because at that time we wasn't strong enough to really protect ourselves from this kind of things going on around the world. So there's a reason why this continent, especially this country, North America, let's put it that way, North American part of the continent, was left unscathed, more or less, until now. And there's a lot of things about that. You know, we've heard about the artifacts, uncoverings of stuff in the Grand Canyon of ancient Egyptian artifacts. But did y'all know that there's also a great hall that they found in the Grand Canyon that has not only Egyptian artifacts, but they have Phoenician, German, or Nordic. I don't want to say German. But from the northern tribes. They also have stuff from Africa and other nations that were active around the time of ancient Egypt. They have a great hall that represents rooms or areas that represents each of these great nations in this hall. Don't know if anybody heard about this or not. Too many people. We found about it the other day, guys. And this tells me that, like another place in the United States where they have a great hall that represents many other nations, where they come together and have talks about the outcome or what's going on in the world or how they handle everything in the world, that do we have the beginnings of a first United Nations type pact in another country, in the United States, in the Grand Canyon. I can't give you exacts on this and everything. I heard something about it and everything like that, but it was a grand hall, a grand chamber, where it was represented by 7 or 8 other nations besides ancient Egypt. And this is more or less, each area was designated, it seemed like, with artifacts from that particular society. More or less like you would do at a United Nations or an embassy. And so I'm kind of wondering that at one time, the United States was the central of all things at one time. A place where all nations at one time came together to discuss things.
And a big war was fought, and everything was.
And it could have been a big war to annihilate, to stop the UN or this United Nations or this Assembly of Nations. Just a lot of stuff that we don't know about. There's also talk that it could be the splitting of the seas, the Red Sea, the Egypt, when he walked about the Red Sea. I didn't think about that, but that's true. Because he wandered around for 40 years, and it would take him about 40 years to go from here over to yonder, walking. They didn't really have boats. It is all crazy, guys. The one thing we can be sure to do is, if we step out of the picture and look at things with common sense, guys, and most of us have a good set of common sense, or at least we could look at things in a different way, and just kind of realize that, a lot of the stuff that we've been told don't really add up. We are the land of milk and honey. Exactly. Look at all the resources we have, that everything that this country, this North American country has. We do have a wasteland, but not that bad, not like other places. We have not been stripped barren, wasted away like other countries. And we still have good, thick, lush forests, unlike other countries. So, we could be the land of milk and honey. We could be an Eden, one of the Edens also. Got me rolling.
Yeah.
We've been lied to about everything, guys. And you see more and more truth of it every day. We know we've been lied to. We can't take their word for anything because they lie. Well, here's the thing is, we might think we know the truth, but we really don't. The only thing we know is what isn't the truth, or what doesn't sound like the truth. And just like you as a kid, you had to stick your fork in the electric plug to find out that it shocks you, no matter how many times people told you not to do it. We don't know until we find out. And that's the truth. We know we've been lied to, but by how much, about what degree it is, the best lies are threaded with a weave of truth, just to make sure that it's believable. So, they tell us just enough truth, just to make sure that it's credible enough for us to catch it. And if you tell a lie long enough and loud enough, it will soon become the truth. And now they don't even have to lie about it. They just have to change the settings on Google, and it becomes the truth. So you don't even have to shout it now. You just got to click on it.
Mm-mm.
30 times, man. You need to be grounded. What flood? We're running out of water. We went down to the lake and the rivers right down the road from us, about 70 miles or something like that. And guys, it was shocking. The lake was down at least 70 feet.
No, it was.
At least 70 feet.
Yeah.
They wasn't even allowing too many boats on the water. They had to be shallow draft, like fishing boats. It's the only thing they allowed on the lakes. They told everybody to pull their boats off the docks. They closed up the docks. And it's not only this lake, guys, but all the rivers around us, and there's a lot here. They're all short. Something's happening to water, guys. It's going somewhere. I don't know where. But, we lived in a closed ecological system. There's not like an outlet for water to go out in space or wherever, somewhere else. It's not like it just disappears. It evaporates and comes back down. Or it's put somewhere else.
It's going underground.
It has to be going underground. That's the only logical excuse for, or reason, or explanation for this. We're not losing water, guys. We're not running out of water. We're being withheld water. Purposely. Weather manipulation. You know that storm that's coming up in the Caribbean, coming up through the Caribbean the next few days. they're already saying that it's going to weave its way between the outcroppings of the Yucatan Peninsula and Dominican, Cancun.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's going to go right
Cuba.
Between Cuba and the peninsula there. It's going to weave its way around it and curve back around towards Florida and the coast.
That sounds good.
I don't have a wrench handy. You got a UN? UN is coming out and making strong words against what's going on with Israel and the Middle East. Other countries are standing up and saying stuff, pointing out the what's going on, even going towards calling it criminal actions. The BRICS nations has come out and making a stand against it, and I think even England is starting to say. England is coming out starting to say against Israel, and the only people really right now that's on the big boys list is supporting Israel is the United States. If nothing else goes on right now as it stands, it's looking like there will be a war tribunal against Netanyahu and the Israeli War Council. They have basically declared open war on Lebanon, or Hezbollah, but i.e. Lebanon, as well as Iran and Syria. Hezbollah has declared war on Israel. Speaking of council, the UN, bright future, yeah. The UN, we see watching everything, the WHO and stuff like that, guys, but you got to remember who is running the UN. And it goes back to the multinationals, and probably the Vatican, perhaps, but it is the multinational corporation. These corporations, these multinational corporations, guys, if you add in representatives from the 6 multinationals and a representative from the Vatican, or a religious representative of one kind, and a governing head council, anyway, you come up with a council of 8. We have 6 multinational corporations that run everything. We have a religious order leader, and then we have in a religious order, and then a head count of the council, like a CEO. Okay, well, there you have your council of 8, and it's already been told back a month ago that is what we're going to be going to. It won't be a representative organization like we're used to with governors and congressmen and stuff like that, or a once particular leader. We will be having a council of representatives or leaders or controllers, whatever you want to call them, and there will be approximately, what I've been told, there will be 8 council members, and they will run the damn world. Period. And if you look at things right now, that's exactly where we're going. And there's no doubt about it. Whereas multiple of those demics getting ready to happen, Mr. Mission. We got the simian spots, but we also have an outbreak of the other actors in this Ebola, stuff like that, and even Zinca and encephalus, the triple E. Watch out for other things that can cause brain swelling, which is encephalitis. There's other things that's going to come around that's going to be causing encephalitis. And the lighter, well, good deal, man. I hear you. Burn it. If you live in California, or you get your medicinal herb from California, or anybody that you get your medicine from that gets it from California, be aware they're using pesticides, poisonous pesticides and weed killer in and around their herbal medical plants outdoors. I'm not sure exactly what kind of chemicals are being used, but they are dangerous to humans. So if you or anybody you know is getting a medical herb from California, let them know that it might be advisable to find another way to get some. And again, guys, I'm getting ready to stop now because I'm running out of stuff. I'm getting hoarse. But anyway, guys, remember, one other thing, I'll touch on this one more time. We are in the year of what they call 2024, but if you count backwards to when Jesus was supposedly born, and supposedly it was around September 23rd to 27th, even to the 30th of the month, somewhere in this time frame of the 6 years before year one, when Jesus was born, was the Eastern Star. Y'all remember the story about the wise men, the Eastern Star in the East. Well, according to what they say, this happened 6 years before year one, when they started counting it. So therefore, this year right now is 2030 by the way they count now. Now, of course, not by the, what is it, Gregorian calendar, of course, but that's a little bit different. But right now, we are at 2030. So again, we need to start paying attention to what they said is going to do for Agenda 2030. I think we're starting to experience it right now. Y'all have a groovy night. Stay safe, stay aware, and just be prepared. Don't be scared, guys. I mean, ain't nothing to be scared of. Ain't really nothing. Just be prepared to react in the proper way. Lay out a game plan, whatever you need to do and everything. Things are getting bad. Think of a couple of things, scenarios that's going on, especially with the people coming across from the border. I'm not going to go ahead and use keywords because they trigger on that stuff. But the people that's coming across the border from north and south, east and west, and everywhere else, that are not documented, that are seeking housing, they have different morals and laws and everything about how to act. This is becoming a bad problem. They won't knock on your door. Okay? So, lock your doors, guys. Y'all have a groovy night. Be safe. Be aware. But don't be scared. Later, taters.